Coming up on Citrus TV, the New York corruption trial enters its closing arguments today. We'll have your full coverage of how the case is shaping up.
The stock market took a plunge today as the new Fed chair made his first public appearance. What did he say to send stocks falling and why he's not too concerned about it?
And multiple crises in Turkey today, civilians dying in an attack, their president being accused of child abuse, and a possible ban on adultery. All that and more right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Our top story tonight, mass shooting scares come to Syracuse. 4 schools are investigating threats made by different students. Those schools, including the Syracuse Academy of Science, are all investigating students who made the threats. Good evening, I'm Gilat Melamed.
And I'm Sabrina Maggiore. In Cayuga, a former student called in a shooting threat. In Madison, a student was reported by a few of his classmates. And in Oswego, a student threatened a teacher. And this just in, the student at Academy of Science was arrested after putting his threat in a video on the internet.
Instead of heading to the beach for spring break, some SU students are heading north for one prestigious prize. Our Nicole DeMentri has more on what they will be doing.
3 Syracuse University upperclassmen are preparing to compete for one prestigious prize. How this team got their start is rather unconventional. It started as a class assignment.
Matt, one of our other co-founders, and I were working on a project for that class, and it was how you can create the biggest impact with just $5.
Cooperberg, a biotechnology major, and Matt Goodman, a design major, decided to combine their expertise to form Team Drop Top.
We started researching drip irrigation. We started looking at what we could 3D print, like little pieces that could kind of regulate how much water is distributed to each individual plant.
Their product uses Revlar, which is a paper-thin, waterproof material. Just snap the piece onto a hose and farmers will conserve water while increasing agricultural output. Now, when judges came to the class to view the student projects, they encouraged the duo to think bigger.
And it kind of took off from there.
Team Drop Top wanted to compete in campus-wide competitions, but one thing was missing.
We needed someone that could really had a ton of enthusiasm, could really help us out with our pitch and kind of help bring everything together.
It's socially focused and an awesome business plan. It was an easy yes to make. How could I not get involved with something so awesome?
The new Team Drop Top prepped for weeks and focused on their chances at the Holt Prize, which is better known as the, quote, Nobel Prize for Student Startups. Their task? To transform 10 million lives by 2025.
This year's theme is energy, so looking about how different people took this theme of energy and extrapolating that across all of these different sources was really, really cool.
The team took second against dozens of other projects and will be pitching in Toronto at one of 15 regional competitions in early March.
The experience of building this up, preparing the pitch, working with people around campus and the community and really around the world has been an amazing opportunity.
Farm to Flame Energy, which focuses on developing microgrid solutions, took first in the SU qualifying Holt competition and will also pitch in regionals just in Boston. Now the 2 teams are fighting for the chance to pitch at the United Nations in September 2018 and receive a $1 million grand prize.
Thanks, Nicole. A new report shows a scary lack of oversight at SUNY schools. The New York Comptroller says 1/3 of all state schools are not checking where their money goes. SUNY schools handle over $2 billion, and they don't keep any record of where it goes. 16, that's more than half of the schools, haven't been audited in at least 10 years. The report did not say if ESF or Upstate Medical were listed. And Syracuse Student Association held special elections last night. Several new members were added to the Judicial Review Board, the Finance Board, and the University Senate.
About 20 new students were elected or confirmed to new positions. These students will help set policy and be the voice for students around the university. SU's Orange After Dark program set a record during the premiere of the Black Panther movie. Just under 1,300 students attended the red carpet premiere, which is the most in the history of Orange After Dark. The ticket earnings went to benefiting Syracuse City Schools.
Closing arguments have begun for the New York corruption trial against former Cuomo aide Joseph Percoco and the 2 Syracuse developers will wrap up today. And in a surprising turn of events yesterday may change things. Here to tell us what these last days hold is political analyst Conor Wight. Conor, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, one of the charges against Joseph Percoco was dropped yesterday. How does this overall bode for the defense?
Well, this works into the defense's hands because it just continues to add to the idea that the prosecution didn't actually have enough evidence coming into this case to convict him. What the judge did was they threw out an extortion count against him because he wasn't actually put in a government office at the alleged time that he took this bribe. He had left his post as the executive deputy secretary for Governor Cuomo and was then working on the governor's re-election campaign. According to the judge, that means that will not hold up.
And closing arguments began today. So what is the prosecution saying?
Well, they're talking about ziti, and it's not about food. They're actually talking about a term that was used on the show The Sopranos to describe bribe money. They pointed out that that is a word used by Prococo himself when talking to Albany lobbyist Todd Howe regarding money that he wanted. He was demanding ziti, talking about ziti, and they're saying that those words themselves, talking about something that specifically pertains to bribe money, it indicts him on his own words.
And you talked to us a little bit about what the prosecution is saying. So now can you tell us a little bit about what the defense is arguing? Well,
what the defense began arguing loops back to Todd Howe, the Albany lobbyist that I was talking about. He was actually arrested mid-trial essentially for lying. He broke a government agreement by essentially lying as to whether or not he had used his credit card at a hotel in New York. He did use that credit card, and it got him arrested, it got him thrown out, and the defense is pointing out that someone that shady is probably going to be framing their client.
All right, Connor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The winners for this year's Orange Circle Award were announced today. Alumnus Rob Long of the class of 2012 and student organizations Nani Kali, Uplifting Athletes, and the Shaped Clay Society are the 2018 winners. The Orange Circle Award honors members of the Syracuse community that are committed to bettering society. Actions that qualify include volunteerism and philanthropy. And those aren't the only winners around campus. The Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education awarded Hendricks Chapel with the 2018 Outstanding Spiritual Initiatives Award. The award recognizes organizations that help to promote spiritual and religious growth on college campuses. Hendricks Chapel got the nod this year thanks to the weekly Dean Convocations. The convocations take place every Sunday night at 7 p.m.
Fluctuating temperatures and precipitation on the roads have caused potholes to make their annual return. CitrusTV reporter Zach Lang tells us how auto shops anticipate pothole season.
Potholes are taking over the city of Syracuse, and people are having a hard time avoiding them.
You can't see it until after you go over it. And I mean, it's deep. And I've ran over a couple of potholes. I'm trying to avoid them, but it's so many.
Those who are unlucky head to Monroe Muffler Break-In Service, where Joe Krupusky and his staff see a spike in business.
Because of the potholes this time of year, we do see about a 50% increase.
I've been doing this for 20 years with Monroe. This has been a lot more tires and rim repairs and rim issues than I've seen in a lot of years.
Simeon has even had pothole accidents of his own.
It hit so hard that I had bent the steel rim. I'm a mechanic and I still couldn't avoid it.
So it's no secret that potholes can cause a lot of damage for cars, but one simple solution might prevent you from needing a repair job. Thick tires are better at absorbing the impact of a bump in the road. Anthony Masello of Masello's Auto Service recommends putting these tires on your car instead of thinner, low-profile tires.
Low profile, there's not much there to absorb the impacts. What we see is the tire will actually explode right there, bend the rim. That's the most common thing.
And thick tires are actually cheaper because low-profile tires are meant for sportier, smaller cars that can reach higher speeds. So with a couple extra inches under your rim, you can prevent your car from ending up in the shop. Zach Lang, CitrusTV News.
When it comes to repairing your car, a pothole could take $600 right out of your pocket.
Plans to bring a new manufacturer to a DeWitt factory were finalized today. New York approved a 10-year lease to the Next Gen Power Systems. The startup company will use the factory to manufacture semiconductors, but only if they hold up to their end of the bargain. Officials say Next Gen must create almost 600 jobs that pay an average of $51,000 a year. Syracuse City Schools could be getting an expensive makeover soon. Common Council Finance Chair Tim Rudd proposed a $70 million grant to cover part of a reconstruction project. Rudd says with better facilities, the city would have better education and make more when those kids grow up. The council refused to vote on the grant, but it will likely be up for discussion in weeks to come.
Everyone is happy about the warm weather except fans of winter sports. The Syracuse Snowcross race has been canceled for the second year in a row. The two-day event was called off due to the expectation of rain and warm temperatures. This has been the second hottest February in central New York history, reaching 75 degrees on last Wednesday. Gilat, I've been really excited about this warmer weather today. I'm so excited to see. Hopefully we'll keep some warm weather going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was so nice. I'm not a snow cross racer, but if I was, maybe I wouldn't be as happy as I am now. But Citrus TV's Brendan Tierney is here in studio to let us know if these unseasonably warm temperatures are going to continue.
Yeah, Sabrina and Gilat, no snow cross around campus at all today. No snow really at all in Syracuse. Most of it is melted, and that's thanks to our really high warm temperatures. Today we hit 56 degrees. We will be getting a little bit colder tonight, 37. Not quite snow-making temperatures at all. Mild, partly sunny skies. That means we're getting up well above that 56 number with our real field temperature. Taking a look around the region, we're in 50s for most of the area. Warmest down south at 55, so not too bad overall, mid-50s, and that's thanks to some nice, warm, bright, sunny skies we're seeing around. A few clouds moved out of the area earlier this morning. The good news with that is there is some snow behind it. It will be coming. Unfortunately, this nice sunny weather will only last us so long.
Coming up, all public schools in West Virginia were closed today as the teacher strike entered day 4. What it will take for the strike to end.
And a top U.S. diplomat to North Korea resigns. How this could impact diplomatic efforts between the two nations. Don't go away.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
We have some breaking news. President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has lost his top secret security clearance.
Kushner used to have access to all information, but now he has been downgraded. Reports last week said that Kushner and Chief of Staff John Kelly had been feuding, and Kelly suggested that his clearance be removed. But Kelly is not the one who signed the order.
Kushner will still be given access, just not as much. We'll have more on this as it comes out.
Public school students in West Virginia didn't go to school today, and it's unclear when they'll be going back. All 680 public schools in the state are closed as the West Virginia teacher strike enters its 4th day.
Teachers began protesting last week and are demanding higher wages and better health care benefits. They say the strike will not end until they meet with Governor Jim Justice to discuss their complaints.
Senior U.S. diplomat to North Korea is retiring.
The State Department says Joseph Yoon will retire for personal reasons. Yoon's retirement follows new developments in diplomacy talks. North Korea says they are willing to speak with the U.S., something President Trump is open to, quote, only under the right conditions.
Yoon's retirement plans could hurt the possibility of such a conversation taking place.
And the new Fed chair made his first public appearance today, and the stock market wasn't happy with it.
The Dow fell over 300 points after Jerome Powell promised to raise interest rates. Powell did say that the economy looks strong and he's expecting higher wages to come soon.
The Fed plans to raise interest rates soon at a slow pace in hopes that it will prevent a recession.
Multiple stories out of Turkey today as the country's leader moves them further from democracy. 192 civilians have been killed in a Turkish military operation in Syria. That includes 28 children. The injury count is up to nearly 600 people.
Turkey attacked the region, saying it housed Kurdish terrorists, a move that has been criticized by the U.S. The Kurds are a minority group in Turkey. The U.S. has said this operation is focusing more on Turkey's political problems than its fight against terrorism.
That brings us to our next story, where a Turkish news anchor denied claims of civilian deaths in a controversial way. Host Ahmet Kusur said that if the government wanted to kill civilians, they should start with Istanbul. Kusur said the real traitors were in secular neighborhoods and in parliament.
And in the capital, Turkish President Erdogan also made controversial comments this morning. The leader brought a crying girl on stage and told his supporters that if she died in battle, she would be martyred. The event has gotten international attention. Critics are calling it child abuse for using a little girl and glorifying her hypothetical death.
All of these events come on a busy week for Turkey as Erdogan is working on laws to make adultery illegal and approve castration as a punishment for criminals.
Bombings continued in Syria today, halting evacuation efforts and UN aid deliveries. The UN Security Council voted for a ceasefire on Saturday to help Syrians evacuate.
Over 500 people have died in bombings over the past 10 days. Russia ordered the ceasefire, but it doesn't seem to be working. Not a single person was seen leaving the city during the supposed peacetime.
Coming up, a new honor for singer Ed Sheeran. The star sets a record for 2017.
And competition in TV as Comcast makes a bid to compete with the Disney-Fox merger. Stay tuned.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
And welcome back to Citrus TV News. Beautiful weather today. Tonight we'll be getting a little bit colder. 37 degrees will be our low. It's going to be feeling more like 35 though as the wind will be moving into the area. The big issue though as we take a look at your larger surface analysis map, you're able to see high pressure in the area right now. Unfortunately, that's going to get pushed out of the way by this low pressure system. That's coming in and will be bringing snow to our area. So we take a look at your future radar, you're able to see nice and dry throughout tonight and most of tomorrow. However, at the end we do have some storms starting to move into the area. That will start as rain tomorrow and then turn into snow on Thursday. So as we take a look at your snow forecast, we're looking at a high chance of snow overall. We're looking at it starting Thursday afternoon as rain, and then as we drop below 32 degrees on Thursday night into Friday, it's going to be changing over to snow. Those cold temperatures along with the wet roads, it's going to allow 4 to 6 inches of snow to accumulate. And that's not the start of it actually. Let's take a look at your exclusive Citrus TV 5-day forecast. There is a lot more snow on the way. 56 degrees tomorrow, then 49 on Thursday. Thursday, last nice day. The snow, cold temperatures coming through along with that front. We're looking at 37 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're looking at 4 to 6 inches of snow on Friday. It will be nice Friday if you feel like going out Friday night, and then Saturday, 37 degrees, some AM snow. That will be moving out of here. Sunday, the nicest day, but there will be a lot of snow on the ground. There's some sun in the area, but that's not going to make it much better overall, guys. So more snow on the way. The good news is we're not going to get another big dump. We're at the end of February at this point. No more big snowstorms. You're going to be seeing this 4, 6 inches, maybe a couple 2, 3 storms throughout the rest of the year.
Well, that's awesome, Brendan. And today I got the chance to break out my lighter winter jacket. Am I going to be able to bring that back again tomorrow, or do I need to bring out the
so tomorrow you're going to be fine. Tomorrow night you might want an umbrella or a rain jacket as the storms start to move into the area. So lighter jacket, fine tomorrow for the day if you're going to class. You do want to bundle up a little bit more at night.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Brendan.
Thanks, guys.
Ed Sheeran is the best-selling artist of 2017. This comes after a report from the Federation of the Phonographic Industry, or the IFPI.
According to the IFPI, Sheeran's last album, Divide, went multi-platinum in 36 countries. His single Shape of You is also the best-selling single of the year and won Best Pop Song at the Grammys. Cable giant Comcast is looking to buy the company, has offered $31 billion for Sky Broadcasting Company, which airs in 23 million homes all over Europe.
Disney was the first to propose an offer on Sky, but Comcast quickly joined the race in hopes of gaining broadcast opportunities in Europe. It is yet to be determined who will win the bidding race.
And coming up in sports, Syracuse basketball hits the road one last time this regular season. We'll preview SU's matchup with Boston College, and some hardware is in store for multiple Orange athletes. Stick around. It's News Live at 6.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back. I'm Tyler Aki. Well, every win is crucial at this point for Syracuse basketball. The Orange is hoping to avoid back-to-back seasons of getting shut out of the tournament for the first time in a decade. To do that, SU is going to need to pull off a road win against Boston College tomorrow night, but that won't be as easy of a task as in years past. The Eagles are an astounding 13-3 inside the Conti Forum this year, including a win over then top-ranked Duke. Regardless, SU point guard Frank Howard says that these essential games are the moments he looks forward to.
You know, we don't look at it as pressure. You know what I mean? We enjoy this time of the year. You know what I mean? It's something we come to college looking forward to. We're excited about it. You know what I mean? We're just ready to attack these next two games. We know they're explosive at home. You know, we want to keep their guards out the paint. You know, limit them on the perimeter. You know, rebound the ball, and you know, just be aggressive from the guard spot.
And we know you'll all be up late binge watching Atlanta getting ready for Robin season, but be sure to take a break. Join us tomorrow night for a complete breakdown of SU and Boston College. Spring your way into March with Orange Press Pass starting at 1 a.m. following the game. And if Syracuse can't beat Boston College tomorrow, well, then take notes, SU fans. The NCAA announced its experimental rules for this year's NIT tournament. Among those are extending the three-point line from 20 to 22 feet. Games will also be played with 4 10-minute quarters as opposed to the standard 2 20-minute halves. You'll also see widened free throw lanes to match up with the NBA's 16-foot width in comparison to the current 12. And lastly, the shot clock will reset to just 20 seconds on an offensive rebound as opposed to the full 30. Well, Syracuse lacrosse got a dose of the past last week against Army. A triple overtime game winner from Ryan Simmons gave SU a 1-goal win. That surely sounds familiar to the Orange fans after last year's heart attack of a season. Regardless, the win boosts the Orange in the latest polls. Syracuse now sits 12th in both the coaches and media polls. SU travels out to Charlottesville this weekend to take on 4th-ranked Virginia. And if Syracuse wants to pull off back-to-back upsets, the Orange will need a similar performance from goalie Dom Madonna. The Liverpool native was named ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Madonna made 8 saves against Army and even assisted the game-winning goal with a deep outlet pass to set up SU for the win. The redshirt senior currently sits second in the ACC with 23 saves. And Madonna isn't the only Orange athlete reeling in awards. SU women's point guard Tiana Mungakahia was named to the All-ACC first team today. The JUCO transfer led the nation in assists at a tick under 10 for the season. Along with Mungakahia, forward Digna Stroutmana and center Amaya Finkley were both named to the All-Conference freshman team. SU opens the ACC tournament against NC State on Thursday. As for some not-so-good news from the Hill, SU women's lacrosse will be without one of its stars for the remainder of the season. Draw control specialist Morgan Widener is out for the year with a torn ACL. The sophomore went down midway through SU's 19-12 win over Albany on Thursday. Last season, Widener set the NCAA freshman draw control record with 156 wins. Junior Julie Cross is expected to take over in Widener's place for the rest of the year.
And Tyler, as conference play winds down, finishing up the regular season, a lot of games tonight. Who should Syracuse fans be rooting for to keep the Syracuse tournament chances alive?
Well, there's a couple of really big ones that stand out to me. 3 to be exact. First off, we've got Tennessee and Mississippi State. At this point in the season, we're just looking to eliminate bubble teams. Mississippi State, a prime example of that. Tennessee, a ranked team, so it kind of bodes in SU's favor for that, but never discount the impact of senior night for some of these teams. The next one I really wanted to keep an eye out for, and even if you're not an SU fan, this is just a good college basketball game in general. Oklahoma is taking on Baylor, and Baylor is one of those teams making a late surge right now.
Yeah.
So SU really rooting for Trae Young tonight to pull off one of those miracle performances.
Yeah, definitely big Big 12 matchup. We'll be right back.
Throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Sabrina Maggiore.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. Thanks for watching and have a great night, Syracuse.